Hello everyone, my name is Sean from IBM MaaS360 here, and I'm going to be the one to show you the portal of MaaS360. This will be short, right to the point, but feel free to reach out to me with any specific questions after you go through this quick video here. So again, MaaS360, we are a completely cloud-based mobile device management. And this portal here that you're looking at, this is going to be your single pane of glass to control all the devices within your portal. Now again, all of these features and functionalities will be done remotely, and you can have as many different admins assigned to this portal as you wish. The first module we're looking at is the Alert Center. What this is really a high-level overview of what's going on within your environment. Right, so we're going to talk a little bit about policies, but really this Alert Center is illustrating the current state of each device, whether they have fallen in or out of compliance. Pretty straightforward what these custom tiles represent. Blue is strictly informational, nothing to worry about here. Green, this device is exactly where we want it to be. It is in compliance with our policies that we set. Red is obviously bad. This device has fallen out of compliance. Therefore, we're going to take a course of action to get it back to blue or green. And then the Alert Center will actually tell you why this device has fallen out of compliance. Right side here, this is our activity feed. What this is an audit portal, and everything is logged for audit purposes here. So this will come in handy if you have multiple admins within the portal, because you can both see, what the last course of action was to avoid any type of duplicate work. And then the bottom here is Watson. So this is our artificial intern. It's called Watson Analytics. What this is going to do is going to be almost like a artificial intern working for your organization. Watson Analytics is going to cross-reference your environment for any security concerns and keep you up to date on any latest threats and vulnerabilities within your environment. So that's the homepage, pretty straightforward. Again, this portal is extremely user-friendly, but I'm going to dive into devices here, and we can actually go inside a device to see what we can look. Right here, I'm going to click on an iOS device. Now keep in mind, MaaS360, we are device and carrier agnostic. So again, if you have Android device, iOS, laptops, really anything with an operating system, we're going to be compatible within the same portal, which is great. If I click on an iOS device here, you're going to see all the internal information you're going to need to know. The username assigned, the email address. It gets pretty granular. We can even see the battery percentage here. We can push out operating updates all within the portal as well. And in the top right here are some basic features that we'll go through. Being able to locate a device. So again, this will show you where this device was last pinned. Now the way our location services works is with iOS devices, it's going to update every 3 to 4 hours or every mile. With Android, we can get it to low as 15 minutes. So again, location services will be implemented through the portal. We can also message a device from the portal as well. And then a buzz, which is like a Find My iPhone phone command. Now the drop-down menu here are a couple more robust features. From the portal here, we can remote lock, reset a passcode, and wipe a device, which is just like a factory reset. Selective wipe, this comes into play if you're looking to manage any personal devices or BYOD devices. That way, if that employee leaves the company, you can selectively remove any corporate content on that device. We also have our remote support, which is a way for you to actually troubleshoot any IT issues. You can remote access in to an iOS or Android device to troubleshoot any of the IT issues all within the portal. So I'm going to move along here to security and under policies. And policies is really where we spend a majority of the time because this is what's going to govern what these devices can or cannot do. Now, we already have a default policy for Android, iOS. Now, clicking on a policy, this is where we're really going to tailor this product to you. How restrictive or non-restrictive do you want to be? Do you want to enforce a passcode policy? Here's where we would implement it here. Now, what's great about MaaS360 is this overrides the end user's device. So think of this as like a set it and forget it type approach. You're not going to have to do this each time you add a new device. You set the policy up, and it's created so as you scale, MaaS360 simply scales with you. We're able to restrict any of the native settings that come with an iOS device, whether you don't want them on Bluetooth or Siri, even the native Safari. Application compliance, this is where we are able to create a blacklist or a whitelist when it comes to applications. So a lot of times we have customers who want to limit some of the data overages. Here's a great way to do so. Limit the apps that are causing the data overages. So if you don't want a customer on Netflix, you simply type this application and it's being restricted. Now, if you only want them to use a couple of applications, I recommend doing a whitelist, which could be a little bit more efficient. This is saying you only want your end users to use Google Maps, for example. All right. Trusteer threat management. Now, this is a way for us to detect and remediate any type of malware associated with your environment. I highly recommend this. This is really just like an antivirus for your mobile devices. Wi-Fi, great feature here. We're able to configure with any of your Wi-Fi settings. So if you want to force a Wi-Fi or encrypt certain Wi-Fi as opposed to them just connecting to a public Starbucks, we can do that through the portal here. Same goes with integration of a VPN. Now, application management, we talked a little bit about restricting them. Let's also talk about how we can silently install them over the air. So we are integrated with the iTunes and Android Google Play Store. So if you ever wanted to have each end user with the same application, you can do it from the portal here. If you want everyone to have Salesforce, all you have to do is type it in here and let MaaS360 do the rest. What you can also do is choose who you want to distribute this app to, whether it's one device or an entire group. And what's great about this feature is it's going to silently install that application over the air on the end user device. I mentioned earlier within the portal that we can push out operating updates. The same thing applies to pushing out application updates as well. So I'm going to jump back into policies here, and I'm going to go to our workplace persona policy. This is going to be the little briefcase icon, and this is where we would implement our secure mobile mail as well as our secure browser. Now, our secure browser, the way this works is we would actually turn off the native Safari or the native Firefox. And what we do is we shuffle these devices into our secure browser, which allows us to restrict certain content through our URL filtering. So again, if you want to make sure they're not using this corporate device for any gambling websites, entertainment, whatever it may be, you're able to create these restrictions. And what's great about MaaS360 is you can create restrictions for a certain end user, or a certain group, or across the board. We do have URL filtering as well, but here are 65 different categories to choose from. Keep in mind, when setting this up, an engineer will walk you through step by step. Secure email. What MaaS360 does is we actually use our secure mobile mail. And that's going to sit inside our 256-bit encrypted container. So the best way to think of our security is like having an added-on layer of security for your mobile mail. Integration takes place with the engineer as well. If you're using one of these servers, we would help you with the integrate, and what we're really doing is pushing down email to all these end users. If you have an Active Directory already lined up, we'll simply just sync up with your Active Directory, mirroring your current email environment. Now, what's great about our secure mobile mail is we're also able to take it another step further. We're able to restrict attachment forwarding. We can restrict screenshotting, cut copying, and pasting. Again, it gets pretty granular in regards to your email, making sure that this is corporate content and it's always being secure. All right. And the last thing I wanted to show you was our gateway for documents. What we're able to do is offer a content repository for these devices. So again, we'll integrate with your content source, whether it's a Google Drive, a Box, OneDrive, whatever it may be. This allows the seamlessly distribution of documents across the board. And again, we can even take it a step further. If you want to have an automation, maybe everyone gets the same PDF the same day of each month, this can all be done through the portal here. Now again, I know this was a quick and simplified demonstration of MaaS360. It is a powerful tool. There's a lot more we didn't talk about, but this is really just a high-level overview of what we can do to help manage your mobile devices. What's great about this is all the changes can be made on the fly within the portal here, and the setup and support is there from the beginning as well as throughout your duration as a MaaS360 customer. I hope this was helpful. Feel free to reach out to me directly with any questions you may have. Thank you.